I started my pregame speech with the guys, and it was even more accurate at the end. And I said, whatever it takes to be 1-0 today. And I knew we weren't coming in this game at our best. Injuries, illnesses, fatigue, just a lot of things going on. And Ole Miss fought really hard, and we knew they were going to play that way. And we just had to figure out somehow, some way to be able to win the game. So we weren't at our best and still figured out a way, and teams got to do that. And so, the people who could critique and say it wasn't beautiful, I agree with you, but we ended up on the right side.
Questions? Graham?
Yeah, Coach, Mike James gave some really productive minutes, 9 points, 9 rebounds, a couple threes. Just what are your thoughts on his performance today? Yeah, I mean,
he's really establishing a good role on our team right now, and especially missing a couple other perimeter guys. He's made big shots, and I thought his third three was huge. And we were struggling as a team rebounding sometimes in traffic rebounds, and for him to come in and grab those were very important for us. And so we talk about making winning plays, and I think a lot of people will see the threes that he made, but those rebounds were huge.
Back here. Coach, I asked the players about this, and Tyler said that you told them just to focus on the game, don't worry about the weather. But how important was it to play a game like this and give the people of Ole Miss fans, Nashville fans, and Vanderbilt fans something to focus on other than hard times you're going to do?
I agree with you. Like, people need to be distracted sometimes with sports, and it's one of my favorite things. I love watching sports and sometimes just kind of being a fan. This game was hard to prep for and hard to come into. We were dealing with a lot. Ole Miss was dealing with a lot, and to play the game today was probably challenging for both teams. We felt it. I'm in a situation with no power still and some guys on my team, and I know Oxford has the same issues. Challenging times for both teams. And, to play a game right now, you just got to figure out a way. I mean, I'm exhausted. Our team's exhausted. I don't think it's getting any warmer. But at the same time, hopefully we gave the fans here, a good game. I meant to say this. I had a view of Malik Diaz's shot, and I thought it was going in when it left his hands. And I didn't think the first one was going in. I had a good view of that one, and I knew that was wide. And then he got the ball in the corner, and I was like, oh, gosh, it's we're tired already. We can't do overtime.
Coach, you forced 9 turnovers in the first half. Was there something in the scout or something in the defensive scheme that set that up, forcing them into turnovers when they're a team that really doesn't turn the ball over much?
Yeah, we had more energy and activity in the first half, and that's something we do well as a team, and that's been something we do well this entire year. The second half, we were just a step slow, and I thought Storr made some tough shots. We could not quite keep guys out of the lane and do a couple of things there, so just had to figure out somehow. But the first half, our activity was good, and we kind of looked like ourselves, and then we hit the wall. Fatigue and lineups, things like that, and somehow got through it.
Pace. I know you guys like to run and gun and go, but it's a different situation with 2 of your 3 point guards out. We saw you guys slow it down the second half of Kentucky. That was more what we saw all the game today. How much of that was what you wanted to do to protect yourself from foul trouble and things, and how much of that's just what they force you to do?
Yeah, it's you actually said a lot of it there. Kentucky's situation, we had a big lead, and a fast bad shot's not the right thing in the second half. Truthfully, we wanted to push the pace today, but we were tired. We looked like a tired team. I had a guy throw up minutes before the game, and another guy was out yesterday with sickness, and one of my other guys came to shoot around, and he tested positive for the flu. So we're not right. We need this bye week really bad, for a lot of reasons. And so we, even without Duke Miles or Frankie, we're still going to push the pace. But today we had to do whatever it took just to figure out how to win. So extra possessions probably weren't in our favor today.
What's the latest timetable for return for Frankie Collins?
Frankie's medically cleared, and we just got to, get him going. Hopefully this bye week's the one. But, he's got to push himself and get ready. And I know we counted on him, we invested in him, and he's a guy who can really help us win. So hopefully he's got the same motivation to get back.
When you said guys were sick and throwing up and all those things, who was sick and who was like less than 100% today?
Jalen Washington threw up in pregame warmups, and Deb McLaughlin didn't practice yesterday. That's why he's listed as probable, because he was sick. And then Colson came to shoot around, and then after shoot around, tested positive for the flu. So I don't know if I'm just sleep deprived. I think something's wrong with me too, more than usual. We need this week here. Guys will have Sunday off, and Monday we'll get back together and do some skill work, and Tuesday will be off, and I hope we come back Wednesday. We got some juice.
Can Mike James be the kind of guy that stepped up and hit 3 threes for you today? Now, that hasn't been his role here, but I know he's done that at Louisville before.
Yeah, I think what Mike's figured out, and compliments to him, he's figured out how to make plays on a winning team. And that's different. It's if you're playing basketball and the score's lopsided or nothing's on the line, it's kind of free, and it's not the same. And giving him grace because he missed the entire year last year with injuries, and giving him a chance to kind of develop into the season, I think we're seeing that he can make plays along with threes that help us win. And so I think you saw those today.